Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, the Center for Disease Control is finally blowing the lid on the COVID-19 pandemic. What I have to show you in today's report that they actually admitted is bombshell, and your jaw is literally going to hit the floor because it falls in line with everything that I've been saying since day one about this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, before I get into it, want to give a quick shout out to my partner at preparewithlisa.com. If you guys don't have food storage, today is the day to have that on hand, because with all the riots and just the craziness breaking out, you need to make sure you can take care of your family. So check it out at preparewithlisa.com. All right, so let's dive right into what the CDC is actually doing. Now, this is on the Gateway Pundit. Shock report. This week, the Center for Disease Control quietly updated their COVID numbers. Only 9,210 Americans died from COVID-19 alone. That means all the other rest of them had different or other serious issues that they died of. That means the 170 some odd thousand other people that died had other issues, 2 to 3 other issues, in fact. But let's go straight to the horse's mouth so you can see this from the CDC website. And here we are, weekly updates by select demographic and graphic characters. And you can see this is very recent, published August 26th, 2020. And here's what it says. Table 3 shows the types of health conditions and contributing causes mentioned in conjunction with deaths involving coronavirus disease, COVID-19, right? For 6% of the deaths, COVID-19 was the only cause mentioned. In other words, of the 185 some odd thousand people-ish that have died of COVID-19 in the United States of America, only 6%, which is less than 10,000 people, actually died of COVID. The rest of them, right? For deaths with conditions or causes in addition to COVID, on average, there were 2.6 additional conditions or causes per death. In other words, the other 170 some odd thousand people who died of COVID had at least 2 to 3 other issues. And a majority of them, right? The number of deaths with each condition or cause is shown for all deaths by age group for data on comorbidities. For a majority of them, they were over the age 45. You can see this in the chart here where they have all the numbers, and this red line is that biggest number, and that's over 85 years and older. What the hell are we doing? Here's the thing. Over in Sweden, when they count who dies of coronavirus, they only count those who die directly of COVID-19, the 6%. Ever wonder why the United States of America's deaths and counts are way above everybody else's? This is why. Guess what? We don't calculate the flu this way, or malaria this way, or any other disease on planet Earth, right? If you have AIDS and you catch COVID-19, they put it on the COVID-19 death certificate. If you have AIDS and you catch the flu, it goes on the AIDS death certificate. They make a different story with COVID-19, right? Why? It's not fairly accurate. And let me just play this clip. This is Maricopa County Medical Director. Remember Arizona being really high for some time? It's because they did all this crap. Take a listen to what she has to say.
And I want to reassure everyone that every single person who has COVID-19 listed anywhere on their death certificate is in fact counted. And even if it's not listed on their death certificate, anyone who has a COVID-19 positive test within a certain period of when they died is also counted as a COVID-19 positive death.
Whoa, okay, I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna come back. So she says, anyone who has a COVID-19 death for a certain amount of time, if you've tested positive for COVID-19 and you die within a certain amount of days, then they still add you on the COVID case. So how many days do we have to wait to be added on the COVID death count? Here's that. In Maricopa County, someone who was diagnosed with COVID-19 by a test and died within 60 days. What? Of their diagnosis would be considered a COVID death. She just admits it again here, but she doesn't tell you the day period. Wonder why? Because 60 days? Like you're, hello? So if you get in a car accident and you die with COVID in your system and you tested positive, 59 days ago, you get counted in the death count. But let's go on.
Lastly, we have a system in Maricopa County where if somebody dies in their residence or at home and we don't know why they died, if there's any suspicion that there was any respiratory illness at all, we actually send someone from the medical examiner out and do a COVID test post-mortem to make sure that they're being included in our death counts. And as far as I know, we're one of the only communities that have such a system in place. So are we capturing every single COVID-related death?
Oh, or one of the only. No, we're not. Let me just tell you that. God. It's on the CDC. The CDC doesn't say, I couldn't find anything about the 60-day thing where they wait 60 days and then add you to the death count anyway. I think that's a Maricopa thing, but maybe not. I'm sure it's all over the place because I have to pay attention to what's going on in my neck of the woods. But let's think about this for a moment, right? Let's go test the body, and if there's any suspected cases, but the CDC said they can assume, they can presume, and we wonder why there's panic in the streets. So instead, let's just kick everybody out of their businesses, their establishment, get them out of healthcare where people can't even go to a freaking doctor and get their regular checkups. I know, I've tried, right? Now we'll do it by Zoom. They do all these Zoom meetings because everybody says, oh, there's COVID-19. Hello, only less than 10,000 people actually died. That's the CDC. Only of COVID alone, unless you want to count all the comorbidities, right? But we don't count the comorbidities and all the pre-existing conditions with any other virus on the planet, just COVID. I am so sick of the shot. You want to know what's going to happen come election year? And I hope Biden doesn't get elected because we're all screwed or whatever. They're going to mysteriously recalculate how they calculate the deaths. So then they'll start going, okay, we're only going to count those who actually died of COVID. And they'll make some kind of change overnight and the numbers will just drop. And then America thinks it's over when nothing is really different other than the way they calculate it. Anyhow, I want to encourage you guys, you got to get on over to restrictedrepublic.com. It is there that I have intense information about everything that's going on. If you have been watching me there, you already got some of this information on Restricted Republic, where I'm there with Justice Knight, and we're literally spilling the beans, letting everything out. You know how it goes. So get on over to Restricted Republic and get that inside information today. And right now there's a 14-day free trial. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.